went to Washington. Why did you go to Washington?
Right. So,
because it got you in a lot of trouble, which we're going to go into.
it definitely did. It definitely did. Before I say that, I'll just say quickly, I had this conversion that took place in 2017 because I did vote for Hillary, and I was very upset when Trump got elected. And basically what happened, we were talking about the media, is I went on a quest to understand how it happened. How did the media I trusted get it so wrong? And why would anyone vote for Trump? Mm-hmm. And so this sort of journey that I went on for several months, I became sort of obsessed with watching videos and reading news stories and trying to understand why people voted for Trump and a number of other things. And it ultimately showed me that the media that I had trusted was completely duplicitous and dishonest and exploitative and manipulative.
And you weren't doing the research to firm up your belief about that. You were doing your research to find out how on earth did Trump win?
Right.
Right?
That's where it began.
That was your premise, that
Right.
Trump is wrong. How did he win?
Right.
And through reading the data and all the opinions or the positions, everything, you said, well, wait a minute. Right.
Well, the first thing that happened was the major revelation that CNN lied to me about. So I was still very upset. Do you remember 2015, 2016? The media said that Trump mocked the disabled reporter.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember this story.
You're right.
Very much. Because of the way he used his hands or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So
this is a very interesting story. Go ahead.
That one lingered with me. I held on to being really upset about that.
Right.
And so while I was still kind of in this place of beginning to research how he got elected, I was still feeling these flashes of anger and rage that anyone had voted for him. And so in January of 2017, right around the time he's about to take office, I get on Facebook and I said, I'll never be able to understand how any of you people could vote for a man who was capable of
making fun of a handicapped person
in front of a crowd of people who were
Right.
cheering and, right. And someone I knew, a woman named Diane, who was actually my babysitter when I was a baby, and staunch Christian conservative, and she and I just butted heads so many times. Or she's very nice, but I wasn't very nice. So she would post something about some conservative value about something. I'd be like, "You're so stupid, Diane. You're so stupid." But she reached out to me privately, and she said, "Look, I'm just asking, have you seen this?" And she sent me a link to a video that was entitled "Debunking that Trump Mocked the Disabled Reporter." And it's basically a compilation of footage throughout the years showing Donald Trump doing that same voice and gesture that he does anytime when he's imitating anybody because they're flailing, because they're caught in a lie or doing something dishonest or shady. And so it showed me, wow, okay, I don't think he actually was making fun of that reporter's disability. He's making fun of the fact that reporter
That's the stupid question.
who happens to be disabled was lying,
Right.
was in the middle of telling a big fat lie.
I see.
Yeah, and so because what Trump was saying was he was at the rally and he said, "Oh, you ought to see this guy now." He's saying, "Oh, I don't remember what I said." But they freeze it when he's like this, and then they hold it up next to a picture of the guy whose arm happens to be like this. It was all a huge lie, huge lie. And I felt really shocked and betrayed when that revelation came to light for me, because I was like, I trust CNN.
And if that's the case, then all these other things are suspect.
When else are they lying? How often is this going on? And that's what kind of sent me down the rabbit hole, and I discovered that they're lying all the time. And that specifically, if you are black or brown or LGBT, they're lying all the time to you. They're telling you you're in danger, that you can't succeed, that you're a victim, that you're living in a white supremacist society, that that conservatives want to take your rights away or roll back gay marriage or all these different things.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. And when I discovered that, which took months, I became so outraged that I decided to speak out about it. And my intention was to try to help people and try to help other people who were feeling scared like I was feeling and feeling angry and betrayed by conservatives for voting for Trump. So I made this 6-minute video where I talked about all the reasons I was walking away from liberalism in the Democratic Party and the liberal media.
Great video.
Thank you.
Great video.
Thank you.
So sincere.
Yes. It was totally, to this day, I stand by every
Is that
word.
a Prager video?
No, I made that video.
Oh, my God.
That's a Brandon Straka video.
It's fantastic.
I appreciate
watched it
that.
3 times.
Thank
And
you.
I'm critical.
Thank you. 3's not that many, by the way. I mean, I watched it like 30 times.
I'll watch it some more.
All right. Let's watch it like 5 times tonight. Yeah, no, I was out jogging one day, and it kind of hit me like a lightning bolt. This phrase, once upon a time, I was a liberal. And I ran home and I wrote the script out, and then I borrowed a camera from a friend, and I just spoke the words into the camera, and I took the footage home and I edited it, and I put in some music, and I made the whole thing myself. And then I put it out, and I mean, I swear to you, I had no political contacts. I had no media contacts. I had $350 in my savings account, and I had no followers. So I created a Facebook group, #WalkAway campaign, and I truly thought that there's a really good chance I'm going to put this video out. The only people who will ever see it are like my friends and my parents, but I'm going to do the best I can to try. I think it's really good, and I think that well, let's just see. So I put it out, and it took a few weeks before it got like a few thousand views, but I was excited, like 2,000 views.
Yeah,
wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And it went viral, right?
It went extremely viral. By the time we got into week 5, week 6, I think we'd hit like 1 million views or more.
And you got interviewed?
Yeah, so that would have been about 6 weeks in. I was doing lots of like little AM radio stations and regional radio stations,
But because of this,
yes, small podcasts.
They called you. People would call you.
Yeah,
right.
oh, people were. They're like, "Wow, your video is amazing. Like, will you come on my show and talk about it?" And I was having people ask me who have like 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, if someone wants to talk to me,
yeah.
great." But I was very tenacious about it, and I said yes to every single person who asked me for an interview, everyone. And sometimes in those first like 6 weeks, I would get up and do an interview at 5 in the morning and 6 in the morning. And then I would do one at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. And then I would do one at midnight. And then I would sleep for 4 hours. I mean, it was like around the clock. And because I was like, I'm going to make this work.
Right.
I'm going to make this work.
That's what it takes.
Yeah. But the interviews started growing and growing. So then I started getting, little AM radio stations became national radio interviews. National radio interviews became the first on-camera interview I did was for something called Bold TV, which is not quite a TV station, but it's also a little bigger than a podcast. So I was excited about that. And then the Diamond and Silk show, they reached out to me and said, we want to interview you on Diamond. I'm like, wow, Diamond and Silk want to talk to me? That's so cool. And it was about 6 weeks in that the Tucker Carlson show reached out, and they said, we want to have you on to talk about your video and your campaign and what you're doing.
And until then, there was no campaign. There was
Well, no, it was starting. It was starting. At that point, I bet we had 15, 20,000 people that had joined. We probably had at that point hundreds of videos, I'd say, at that point. And but when I did Tucker, we went from like 20,000 to like 50,000 in a week. And then just the videos just started going crazy at that point. And that week was a huge week for me because I did Tucker's show. And then the next night I did Laura Ingraham. And then the next day I did Charles Payne. And then the next day I did Fox and Friends. And then the next day I did Judge Jeanine. So I did Fox News every night that week. And then it was like people knew who I was. And we were off to the races at that point.
And did that help get members to #WalkAway?
Oh, yes.
People would sign up.
Yeah, so I'd say in the first year, we got to about 225,000 people who had joined the movement. And again, I want people to know this isn't just a group where people click like and post stupid memes about AOC or something. This is only testimonials. So people join and they tell their story. I prefer that they make a video, but for someone who absolutely doesn't want to make a video, we'll allow them to do a written testimonial. That's the only content that goes in this group.
So these are people who were sort of like you. They were on the left, and now they've seen the light.
Right.
Wonderful.
Real people telling real stories about why they're leaving the left. And so...
And if I went to your website, I would see those videos?
Well, at the time, you would go to Facebook, to the Facebook group, #WalkAway campaign. Facebook has now banned the WalkAway campaign on Facebook.
Doesn't surprise me.
I'm hearing the producer giggling over here. He knows. He gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But we do have an amazing website, walkawaycampaign.com. And it's got a good sort of retrospective of everything that we've done in the last 3-4 years, whatever it's been. And we're about to launch something absolutely incredible to replace that group that Facebook took away.
Near the end of this conversation, I want to go into the future of WalkAway.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So when we got to 2019, we had gotten to about 225,000 people, something like that. And we were now starting to do live events, and thousands of people were showing up. And I was like, we've really got something here. Like, this is... So I formed the WalkAway Foundation, and we launched officially that organization in early 2019. And then the WalkAway Foundation from 2019 to 2020 is what was sort of backing these live events that we were doing. I put a lot of focus because I realized how much the media is manipulating minority communities. So I put a lot of focus on doing events for Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, LGBT Americans. We travel into their communities, and we have these amazing speakers who have walked away and can testify to this experience.
It's not just you anymore.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, and this is so... There are so many benefits to what I created that honestly I didn't anticipate when I did it. One of them being, two I'll tell you right out of the gate. One, the natural built-in marketing to a video campaign. Because what happens is people are telling their walkaway stories, right? They're making a video, they put it out. These videos were getting millions of views. I mean, every walkaway video was going viral. So a couple of things happen then. People see them. They see that everyone's making a walkaway video and everyone's videos are going viral. They're like, well, I want to make a video that gets 1 million views. So then they're like, I'm going to tell my walkaway story, you know? And it's like, it's literally drawing people in. And suddenly people are feeling safe to, not only safe, but they're like, this is making me popular.
It's like an AA. Everybody in there had the same problem. They're all talking about the same problem.
But I literally know people who launched careers from their walkaway video. I have people tell me, I had never made a video until I made my walkaway video and told my story. And they said, now I have my own podcast because so many people started following me after I made my walkaway video.
They want to know more.
Right. Yeah. Amazing. So that's something I didn't anticipate was sort of the built-in viral marketing that it kind of just grew itself from these videos and attracted people and brought people in. The other thing was that through watching these videos, it's almost like it all just kind of came to me and landed on my lap that I was able to find talent all across the country to bring people into my fold of what I wanted to do. So I'd be watching videos and I'd be like, you know, this Black girl is so
articulate.
And dynamic, and she's got a quality about her that's so relatable. And you know, this Hispanic guy is incredible, and he, you know, his story is just like it touches your heart. And like this 22-year-old girl over here in Berkeley, like what a great story. And so I would contact these people and I'd say, do you want to go on the road with me? Like let's talk to people. And some people said yes, some people said no. But I started.
So you hold events?
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
So all across the country, I assembled, and it's not always segregated. You know, sometimes we just combine and do issue based, but there are times that we go into Harlem.
I love it. I think it's more powerful if you segregate it.
Yeah, thank you. I agree, because sometimes people, we don't want to do identity politics.
No, it's wrong.
It's not identity politics.
You want to talk to those people in their language, and 100%. The example is one of them. That's 100%. What you want, and that'll be most effective.
100%. Yeah. So we did our very first walkaway Hispanic Americans town hall in District 14 of New York City. That's AOC's district. So we went right into AOC's district where everyone's Hispanic, everyone's voting for AOC, and we rented out a space. We had several hundred people show up to this event. I had the most incredible panel of Hispanic walkaway people. And at all our events, we do voter registration, so people can either sign up or change their voter registration.
Whoa!
And at that event in AOC's district, we had like 10% of the audience change their voter registration that day after seeing our event, because it gives people permission. Like they say,
and you have to be careful because you don't want to be promoting a particular party, because then you'll lose your 501c3 status. So you're saying this is a voter registration opportunity.
Absolutely. We don't tell people who to vote for. We don't tell people what party to support. And that is actually a fundamental principle of WalkAway. This is not, sometimes the media misreports it and they'll say, oh, he's getting people to walk away from the left and become a Republican or become a Trump supporter. No, I'm not. In WalkAway, we always say WalkAway is a journey, not a destination. What we mean is, we're just here to encourage you to do your own homework, do your own research.
Open your eyes.
Where the journey leads you. I don't care if you go back to the Democratic Party, but at least go with your eyes open and know what you're really supporting and what you're
If
really
your eyes
believing.
are open, you can't go back.
I agree with you. That's why.
But you can say it anyway.
Yeah, I can say it, but we all know it's not going to happen.
I love
Yeah.
this story.
Right.
Okay, but I don't want to go to the end yet. There's no end.
No.
It's the end of the beginning for you.
Right, yeah.
All right, so you went to D.C.
DC, yes.
because you want to stop the steal.